Okay, we're going to talk real quick about this example on monthly mortgage problems. So the problem says you have just signed the papers to buy a $75,000 house and you're required to make a conventional down payment of 20,000 or 20%. Conventional just means that that's pretty much the norm. And first time homeowners almost always need to pay this 20% down. And that means cash that you have to have and bring to the bank before you even sign the loan. There are special programs out there that sometimes will say because you're a first time homeowner, you can bring less as a down payment, like 6% or so forth. But traditionally, 20% has been the number that we use. So the first step is you want to figure out what's the amount of your down payment. So as you can see from the screen, I showed how to do 20%. So that means we have to bring $15,000 to the bank as a down payment before we can even begin the paperwork to get this mortgage approved. So if this is the sale price of our house, we are going to subtract the down payment. So it's kind of like we already put that money on it, and the remaining is what we have to borrow. So 60,000 is the amount that we are going to mortgage. So when you say like how much is your mortgage worth, this is what people are talking about. So that right now you're going to have a mortgage of $60,000. That's just like having a car loan for a car that's $60,000 and you are going to make payments on it. So it says the remainder will be borrowed from the bank at 9% interest for 20 years. So these numbers are important to remember because we are going to use them just like we did with our car payments in this chart. So 9% for the year. So we have to convert that into a monthly interest rate. So 9% for the whole year, and there's 12 months in a year. We're going to divide that. So 0.0075 is our multiplier every month. Okay. Now it's for 20 years. So we have to go to our TVM solver. So students in my class, if you're using the blue calculators, you already know how to do that. People that have transferred in from Miss Clark, I think you're familiar with this one. So I'm going to model it with this, but you go to the apps button, go to finance, and the very first thing is our TVM solver. So this is where we're going to put in all of our information. So 20 years, the N is how many payments we're going to make. So we are going to make 20 times 12 payments. And notice the calculator will do that for you. Now on the blue calculators, you cannot hit enter. You do 12 times 20 and then you have to hit the tab key. So this is going to be our annual percentage rate. So for the whole year, it's 9%. Our present value is how much we owe right now. So our present value is the amount of our mortgage, so 60,000. We don't know what our payment's going to be, but we want our future value after these 240 payments, we want our future value to be 0. And don't forget, you have to do the payments per year and the compoundings per year, but all have to be 12. Okay, so you go up here to the payment and you press the green alpha key and the enter key, and it will show us what your monthly payment is. Okay, so we take that number and we go down here to our monthly payment and we do $539.84. So we're going to round that up to the nearest penny. And this is going to be the amount that we pay every month. Okay, so we're going to do this. It should look familiar, much like you did your car payments. So the first thing you do is you start with the unpaid balance. And your unpaid balance right at the beginning is the amount of your mortgage. So we're going to take 60,000 and we are going to multiply that by our monthly interest rate, which is 0.0075. And that comes out to be $450 that we have to pay in that first month just in interest. So then we subtract. So we take $539.84 minus our previous answer, which was $450. So we only paid down our mortgage by $89.84 that very first payment. So then we take our $60,000 and we subtract that $89. So we now have a balance of $59,910.16. And we continue the process again. But this time we take this number, $59,910.16. We're going to take that number and we are going to multiply it by our monthly interest rate. So the second month, oh, we got a deal. We are only paying $449.33 in interest. Okay, so we're going to take that number and we are going to find the difference between that and our monthly payment. So that means $90.51 is what goes towards our principal. So just like with the car payment, notice that every month we are paying a little bit less in interest, and every month a little bit more is being paid towards our principal. Okay, so then we go 59,910.16. We're subtracting the whole $90.51 that we paid in our payment, and our new balance is $59,819.65. We continue this pattern, multiply by 0.05 or 0.005. We get $448.65. We subtract that from our monthly payment. So now we have a whole $91.19 coming off. I'm going to go back up here and grab this one. And I'm going to add this. So now I get $59,728.46. And the last one, 59728.46 times 0.0075 is $447.96. And we're finding the difference between that and our monthly payment. Comes out to be about $91.88. And the last step is to subtract that one more time. Luckily, we're only doing this for 4 months because, as you can see, it's pretty tedious. But what we are creating right now, a breakdown month by month of what we pay and what is still owed. This right here is the amount that is still owed on a loan throughout the payments. And this is going to go on for 240 lines for 20 years, 12 times a year. And it's going to show that this goes down and down and down until finally the bottom line hits zero. So this, what we're doing right here, is called an amortization schedule. Amortization schedule is basically something that you can follow that breaks down month by month what your running balance is on your mortgage, the amount that you're paying at any given time on principal and into interest. Okay, so there's computer programs that generate this, and when you close on your mortgage, they will give you an amortization schedule. But it's important for you to kind of see what's going on. So we just have you do it for a few. Now, this question right here is a question that many of you forgot how to do throughout last semester. So we want to find the total interest that you're paying over the life of the loan.
Good afternoon. At this time, please release all freshmen and JV boys.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we take our monthly payment of $439.84 and we multiply that by how many times we are going to pay it. So over the course of this 20 years, we are paying $539.84 for 20 years, 12 times a year. So that means we paid $129,561.60. But what we got for that was only $60,000. So they gave us the $60,000, we made payments on it, and the difference between these two things is what we have paid over the course of the loan in interest. So this is crazy. We pay more in interest over the 20 years than we even paid, or that we even got our loan for. We bought the house for $75,000. We paid $15,000 in cash, and then we ended up paying $69,000 in interest over the course of 20 years. That's what makes buying a house and a house mortgage so kind of tragic financially, because you can pretty much many times at least double or not quite double the cost of a house after you take into account all the payments. Okay. And what we're going to be looking at over the next couple days is how does this number change if we change our interest rate, if we change the amount that we put down, or if we change the amount of years. Okay. So now that you've seen this example, you guys are going to turn this over and you are going to complete monthly mortgage problem 1, and then you will be done for today.